Okay, in this lesson, we're going to look at what makes a polygon and how to find the area of complex polygons. So just to skim through this, and you can take time and pause the video and read it in detail if you want to, but the polygon is a two-dimensional figure composed of straight line segments. One term that we will talk about is a vertex. To look at it down here on the picture, each one of these, A, B, C, D, E, are each a vertex. The plural form of the vertex is vertices. The other words that we'll be looking at, the edges or sides of the polygon, it says they never cross, and there are always an equal number of vertices and sides. So in this case, 5 sides, 5 vertices. In this particular polygon shown, it's 5-sided, which would make it a pentagon. And they also have it labeled with the capital letters. Down below, it shows how you can take a polygon and divide it into triangles and then find the area of each triangle and combine it back together to give the total area. We'll take a look at some of those here in a little bit. Okay, on the other side of your notes, the top 5, notice, say they are polygons. The next 6 figures are not. So let's take a look at what makes them a polygon. Notice on the first ones, we've got edges and vertices. It's okay that this next one kind of has a zigzag approach. They're all line segments. Triangle here, rectangle. Even this one that looks kind of like an arrow is still a polygon because it's made up of straight edges. The next ones, there's problems with each one. So let's take a look at what's wrong with it. So on this one, it's open. So that's not a polygon. The second one, it's because there's an intersection. The third one, it's because there's curved edges. The fourth one looks like a square, and if we weren't told differently, we would think it's a polygon. They're trying to show that there's not edges or line segments around it. The next one's an oval, so we can't have curved. And on this one, there is intersection, so that's what's wrong with that one. Okay, now let's practice together. On problem 1, think before I give the answer, think about whether you think A is a polygon. That would be no, because of this part here. Then look at B. That would be a yes. C. C looks like it's a 3-dimensional figure, and remember with a polygon, it's 2-dimensional. You can't have any of these intersections, so it's out. D. That would be no because of the curves. E, that would be yes. F, even though it looks weird, that still is a polygon. There's no intersection, and it's a closed plane figure. G, that would be yes. H, they're trying to make it look like this one where there's not edges, so we're going to say no to that one. I, no because of the intersection. J, no because of intersection again. Okay, the bottom part is where we're going to take some polygons and we're going to decompose them, find the area of each part, and then combine it back together to get the total area. When I'm doing these, just keep in mind there's more than one way to do this, so it's not just the way that I'm decomposing. There could be other ways, and you can try those other ways and then see if we end up with the same answer. On A, I'm going to decompose here. I've separated that into 2 triangles. It might help to turn your paper, and you can do that. So the yellow line I'm going to use as the base, and I'm going to use this red line for the height of this first one. So I'm going to count. So there's a height of 3. The base is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I would multiply the base times the height. I'll use the raised dot instead of the parentheses for you guys. And because it's a triangle, we'll divide by 2. So 6 times 3 is 18, divided by 2 is 9. Then I'm going to find the area of the other triangle. I'm still going to use the base, the yellow line of 6, and here the height of 1. So that would be 6 times 1 is 6, divided by 2 is 3. I'm adding now the 9 and the 3, so it would be 12 square units for the entire polygon. Okay, moving over to B. Again, there's more than one way to decompose. I'm just giving one suggestion. I'm going to decompose here. I'm going to back that up and use red to decompose. Then I'll use yellow for my base. Okay, so B, this part I'm going to use as the base. So the base is 1, 2, 3. I'm going to use the height here, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'll do 3 times 4 is 12, divided by 2 is 6. Then I'll do the other triangle that we formed. So yellow for the base. I'm going to count it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the height should be the same as the other one. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to go up above there. 6 times 4 is 24, divided by 2 is 12, and then add those together. So that would be 18 square units for B. Okay, moving to C. I'm going to decompose into 3 shapes. I'm going to do the square in the middle. So take one side length, that's 4, and another one, that's another 4. So for the square, 4 times 4 is 16. I don't take that divided by 2 because it's not a triangle. Okay, then this triangle here, the base of 3, height 1, 2, 3, 4. So 3 times 4 is 12, divided by 2 is 6. The other one looks like it's the same, but I'm going to check it. So a base of 3 and height of 4. So that's going to be the same steps here. 3 times 4 divided by 2 is 6. Now I'm adding. 16 plus 6 is 22, plus 6 more would be 28 square units. And that goes with C. Okay, moving on to D. Sometimes you want to decompose into a lot of shapes because you think that looks better, but fewer is better. So I'm going to decompose down the center of that. And if you'll notice, if you turn your paper sideways, then we've got 2 identical triangles. So I'm going to count the base first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And the height, I'll just count it out here to the side, that's 2. This one is also 2. So they are identical. 7 times 2 is 14, divided by 2 is 7. Then we have another triangle just like it. 7 times 2 is 14, divided by 2 is 7. Adding those up, 14 square units. For the last one, think about how you would divide it. I'm going to divide here. I'm going to start with that rectangle. So we'll count the length and width. So the length is 3, the width is 2. 3 times 2 is 6. We don't divide by 2 because it's a rectangle. Then on the triangle, the yellow is the base, so that's 3. And then I'm going to count the height out here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we'll do base times height. 6 times 3 divided by 2 would be 9. And then add the 6 plus 9 together, which would be 15 square units. Okay, now you have practice problems to do, and you will do those steps. It's fine to look back at this video while you're doing that.